March Madness rolls on, and you can't have March Madness without, odds are, Corey Dickman, Rogue Media Network, Benjamin Betts Podcast.
I've just been sleeping in the studio. I just pop in when it's time to make the picks.
He's like Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris doesn't sleep, he waits. That's what Corey does.
That's what, me and Chuck.
Yeah.
Pete, this is like the saddest time and best time of the year.
It is, because you feel like it's coming to an end.
It's the worst. We're at the Final Four, which is great. But that means we're at the end of the best time in sports. So especially for somebody that likes to lay a few wagers here and there. So
all for fun.
Yeah, all for fun.
Remember,
yeah,
we do it for fun. This is a lot. We were just talking about this before we started. We just love the idea of kind of putting your faith behind a certain team and watching them.
For sure. It gives you a little extra something to root for. Yeah. But it's the Final Four, again, a lot of people are a part of this, and they have their brackets. Mine is very busted at this point, but it's still fun to kind of track these games.
And you can watch them on KWTX. Now, this is here on Saturday.
Plug.
These games are on Saturday. Let's take a look. These start at 5 o'clock Central Time. Let's go.
All right, so remember, Cinderella, where we talked about this last time.
NC State.
Yeah, and a quick recap, we went 3-3 in men's picks last week, so not great. We want to be about 50-50, but I was 2-0 on our women's side. We'll get there in a second. NC State, they're on a, 9-game winning streak or 10?
Feels like they haven't lost in like 2 weeks.
9 games. So they're going to keep rolling here. I don't know if they'll win this game, but 9.5 points is a lot.
It's a lot of points.
It's a lot of points.
Yeah.
Purdue is on that trail of like proving that, remember they got upset a couple years back, 16 seed.
Last year. Dickinson.
So Purdue is like on a mission. They have the player of the year.
Zach
Edey, huge dude, 7'8". I don't know, he's not 7'8", but he's big.
Huge.
He will cause problems for NC State, but they're going to hang with Purdue. Okay. So they'll cover 9.5.
All right, how about the next one? This is the second game of the Final Four matinee on Saturday.
Yeah, this could be minus 35.5, and I'd probably still take UConn.
It's amazing the role that they're on.
It's insane, dude. Yeah. Illinois, the last game they played in the Elite Eight, Illinois was the 10th ranked team in the country, Pete. They went on a 30-0 run.
It's like unheard of.
Who goes on a 30-0 run? So Alabama, great story, has been playing well. The SEC really overperformed, I think, in the tournament this year. But 11.5, they're going to cover that easy.
The thing about all these games is we're talking about power conferences. Mm-hmm. So these are all heavyweights. So upsets are a little more prone to happen than when you get some of the real smaller schools in there. So just keep it. I like NC State maybe to win.
You like it to win? Okay.
Keep an eye on
I was going to just say I think this is just UConn's tournament.
Nobody's beating UConn, but I like NC State to beat Purdue.
To beat Purdue. Okay. All right.
All right. Let's go over the right.
Okay. Women's side. So this is not a repeat. NC State is still here. They're just the women's bracket side, and they are still an 11 seed. Yeah. So I don't know how that all happened, but good on them. South Carolina, they're trucking, Pete.
Yeah.
They are incredible. They're 36-0. They've been blowing everybody out except one, I think, kind of lucky game they had in the NC.
Indiana came all the way back.
Yeah, but give me them 11.5 points. South Carolina moves on to 37-0 and plays in the national championship game.
That game will be Friday at 6 o'clock.
Yep.
And then here's the nightcap. People are excited for this one. UConn, again, you're not seeing double.
Not seeing double.
The men and the women are both in the Final Four.
Yeah.
And they take on Caitlin Clark in Iowa. Iowa, a 2.5-point favorite.
Iowa, 2.5-point favorite. Caitlin Clark, like you said, I think everybody, my wife knows who Caitlin Clark is, so that should tell you something. If UConn was healthy, the women's team on this side, they still have Paige Beckers, but they're very beat up. If they had their full team, this might be an 11.5-point spread, just like the men's side. But Caitlin Clark, again, on a mission, kind of like that Purdue team. Iowa lost last year. Caitlin wants that title, and so does Iowa. They get this done and cover 2.5. And I will say, I was right last week. I said if Iowa plays LSU, that will be the most watched game in women's basketball history. And it was. And it beat all these other games that have happened. Incredible games. So much fun.
All right, let's take a look into the future, look into the crystal ball. So if Iowa wins and South Carolina wins, Who do you like? First of all, guess the line for that one.
Okay, guess the line. I'm going, it'll be South Carolina -6.5.
6.5.
It'll be 6.5 -6. South Carolina is incredible. They are a juggernaut of a team. They are a juggernaut. -6.5.
And who wins?
Caitlin Clark takes it down, covers the spread, and wins the game.
Oh, there you go.
Boom. There it is right there.
You got it right here. Benjamin Betts podcast on the Rogue Media Network. Corey Dickman, thank you so much. Odds are March Madness. Can't do without it.